I made a note about this driving in this traffic in LA. It's insane. Southern California traffic is insane. So if Alex Jones says he calls that place hell, to him, the spirit of LA and all, it's probably because he got stuck on the freeways. It's insane. I mean, it's like a spirit takes over people. They're stuck in traffic, bumper to bumper, just, for it can last for, 10, 20 minutes maybe, sometimes. It's really bad, like going through a funnel, right? And then all of a sudden the traffic's doing 80, 90 miles an hour. People are just careening down the highway with abandon. I'm thinking, oh my God. And you feel like you're unsafe if you're doing anything less than 75. It's like, holy cow. These people, what is their hurry? If you stop these people doing 90, I mean, some people just got to get crazy and start racing. You see people racing. I'm doing 100, 120 miles an hour, and then all of a sudden the traffic stops, just comes to a dead stop around the next turn. That's driving in Southern California, folks. What's the solution? Again, a basic income. People aren't stressed out. They don't need to get to a job at a certain time. All the traffic would go away. Another perk. You want to get rid of all the traffic? Right there. Just like that. Believe it or not, I know what I'm talking about, folks. Believe it or not. Okay, on to some thoughts from the previous weeks. Human beings have been lured and tricked into small-minded thinking. For example, everyone readily admits they need money. Everyone also agrees we want to be free. But do people ask themselves, although I need money, do I actually want to need money? You understand? Do I want to need money? So when you admit that you don't want to, it's not your choice. You're just doing it, okay, because you've been programmed to do it. And how am I truly free if I am coerced into needing something that I don't want? You see, this is what I mean. You want to think outside the box. It's a big deal, man. Think way outside the box, man. We have been roundly duped into believing that we need money, okay? No, you need stuff. That's what you need. You need to survive. And the stuff God provided, okay? It wasn't men that provided it. And if they did, then keep it all to yourself. Just go and just enjoy all your prosperity to yourself. Keep your stack of money if that's what you believe in, and just go and just be a recluse with all your stacks of dough. Okay, and stay out of the fray. Okay, but if I believe this earth belongs to me also, okay, as a birthright that God gave me, then I have an attitude of entitlement and rights and privilege, and it's in the Constitution. Okay, then it's okay that I have that attitude. And I'm going to go forth and have that same attitude. And I'm going to teach that other people should have that attitude and be empowered with it. This earth belongs to everybody. Do you understand? That's it. Okay, so, we do. I mean, I make sense. Why do people, without questioning, they don't even ask themselves these questions? Is it right that I need to have something that I don't even want to need to have? Do you understand? It doesn't make any sense. And you're not free. So, this term freedom is very subjective. There is a lot of subjective terms out there, and freedom is certainly one of them. We got to talk specifically what it means. How exactly do you mean? You have free speech, you're free, you're not in jail, we got a free market. You don't have a free market. What does that mean in America? Supply and demand, free market. I mean, if you don't have rules and regulations that everybody has to follow, okay, that's not free. That's being controlled and manipulated, okay, by groups of special interests that all benefit from raising your cost of living tax. Do you understand? So don't play stupid. More evidence that many Americans have been roundly cucked and are currently in a zombified state of ignorance, confusion, and disempowerment. We have tolerated and are still tolerating the 9/11 hoax, chemtrailing, Trump-Russia collusion delusion, cost of living tax inflation, currency debasement through overt fraud, etc., etc. That's right, folks. The bailout of '08 is a great example of cost of living tax inflation by them bailing out these criminals. People often bandy about terms like freedom without interpretation. How can anyone be truly free when they're born enslaved to those whom impose a perpetually rising cost of living tax from birth? You're not. That's what I'm talking about. It sounds so stupid yet so true to say until people decide to become empowered with the understanding, the knowledge that long, slow currency debasement by way of long, slow cost of living tax inflation, contrary to popular belief, is neither a good thing nor should it be a tolerated thing. Since the, quote, government policies and rules or lack thereof have provably caused abject poverty, is it radical to suggest that the, quote, government be held responsible and reconcile the misery they have caused? Not at all unreasonable, folks. America is a land of individual rights, duties, entitlements, and obligations. A land hated and ravished by the evil-doing class of subhumans. Right, they call themselves humans, but like I said before, humans are made in the image and likeness of God. These people, in their heart and soul, in their spirit and their mind, by their actions, by their fruits, they're demons. That's who's controlling the scene for the moment. But it's going to turn around eventually. Even though I don't have a lot of faith in humanity, I know God's using humanity as servants. Look at Martin Luther King Jr., JFK. All kinds of men and women through history have been God's servants and have been martyred because of it, and hated, loathed by the establishmentarians all through history. Ideas for the lowest cost of housing. 1, make a better deal with your landlord. You know, like maybe you can, do something around the house to help. You know, maybe you can get a special deal with somebody that needs somebody around, like a servant around the house, like a man Friday, a woman Friday, something like that, a helper, someone that's handy, a handy person. But you could get a big break on rent if you just seek out that situation where, if you can't work with a person, you can't. But you might, you say, God, I'm going to leave it in your hands. Work it out for me. You got to pray about stuff. Number 2, circumvent real estate agents and buy directly from property sellers. I myself, as a former real estate agent, I can say, well, I'm shooting myself in the foot by saying that, but you don't need a real estate agent. Just go directly to people. Buy a lot. Put up a modular house. It's so much cheaper. You could save a lot of money by doing your homework. Okay, another idea is by group buying. Group buying. So you work together and you say, well, what's my rent now for a room in this house? And go figure out if you can do it cheaper just by buying something. If you get a lump sum of money, you put a down payment on it, maybe you could bring your mortgage payment down to below your rent cost right now. I'm just saying, don't just accept things the way they are. There are options, but you've got to be willing to do your homework. You've got to seek out those options for a lower cost of living tax. They're out there, though. They exist, so it's not hopeless. If anyone wishes not to be an a-hole, then they must make a concerted effort not to be one. Yeah, human nature pretty much dictates that we're all a bit, narcissistic, egotistical, selfish, arrogant, and that's it. So you've got to make a deliberate effort to not be that person, to be exactly who you want to be. And if you don't identify with thoughts that you don't like, and if you say words, and you've got to sometimes make amends or actions. And mostly we got to go to God, have that personal one-on-one relationship, confess our sins, accept the grace that God gives you for your confession and the mercy and the compassion and all those good things, the forgiveness. It's a beautiful thing. And then go forth and be God-like, be Christ-like to other people and merciful, and just try to win friends for him, no matter how far gone you think somebody might be. Still give a damn. If you've ever wondered what God is angry about concerning a certain segment of humankind, wonder no more. It is our callous, blatant disconcern for the welfare of our fellow human beings. It is the sundry, wide-reaching, wholly unnecessary human suffering we are either participants of, witting or not, or simply indifferent to. Either way, tolerating such utter insolence is